Yeah, I felt like going back on my villain arc this format. Make sure you guys smash that and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. I actually finished, I think it was 4th place, being X1. I had the worst tiebreakers out of everybody because I lost round 1 to Blue Eyes. But I think that this deck is, it's pretty fun and pretty worthwhile to talk about out here. So make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. So before I put this together, I went and watched a lot of theory from kind of like last format and how people were trying to adapt this. And I gotta warn you, Malice is an awful matchup for this deck. But this card right here, if you could actually see this versus Malice, or against really anything in the format right now, you're probably going to be doing wonderful. I think Border is 100% the way that you're going to have to look at this deck. No matter if you think Border is good or bad, there's not enough gas board breakers, and Malice also has protection. So, like, if you're trying to play, like, you're just like, oh, you know, we can play going second into it. I mean, sure, but this card is how you are going to even get an attempt to play the game this format. Now, I was also playing triple copies of Fua in the main deck. I honestly found that this was pretty important. There's just a lot of times out here that you're going to have to make some decisions in terms of the deck build. Obviously, you know, you can board these out for other going second cards if need be. You know, or if you want to adjust into going first, you can. But you have to have the main deck adjusted so that, you know, you can at least kind of get things going. Now, obviously, you know, you can Hugin discard this if you're going first. This card is not an incredibly dead draw. Now, we are playing 2 fountains. Absolutely. You're playing Runick, you're not adjusting fountains. Like, that's fine. We have also got, boom, we got Runick Tips. You know, I think this card is still absurdly good for what it's capable of doing. I love this card, and I think it's, thanks for leaving this alone. We've also got Triple Slumber. Hey, man, I like being able to make my Hugin not be destroyed once per, you know, interaction, you know, or the first time it'd be destroyed, it's not. Card really, really frickin' helps with that. Also, it can help you get out some more situational stuff so that you can do your job. We've also got, hey look, triple copies of the Pop the Special Summon Monster. I think this card is probably the most important card that you've got in your deck right now. You need this card in order to, you know, get the big pops going, and you also have to control your opponent from helping you out. This is probably the second most important one right now. Being able to have the Effect Veiler to punish the opponent so they can't actually try to set up some devastating stuff, I think is also very, very strong. I wish that this also dealt with more favorable answers, but the problem is it doesn't. You get one Effect Veiler, and you better hope that that Veiler is actually going to stick around and do some damage. Destruction, while hitting back row is really freaking good right now, this card mainly is going to be Special Summoning Friends for you. I did play 1 copy of this. I did not draw Smiting Storm at all. Like, I'm actually devastated because the main reason why I ended up losing was because I had to activate, like, the second Desires, you know, in order to get back in the game because, you know, my draw 3 was Trap, Trap, Trap. I'm like, I don't understand how Variance works, but, you know, any name and I can keep on going at that point. So we had to slam down the Desires because, you know, if not, we just lose the game. You know, there's always got banished off of that. 1 copy of Dispelling. This was just a Special Summon Friends. We also had the 1 copy of the Golden Droplet. Not too bad. Now, something I did take from last format from the Arizona list that I liked was Triple Upstart Goblin. I did find that playing this deck, going first and they droll you, you're just kind of like, okay, because, you know, if you have the tip, you're just like, okay, so we'll go draw phase and, you know, set them do whatever. And then if you have to go into the main phase with the Hugin, then, you know, you're fine. But 95% of the time, the Hugin's going to get ashed. Correct? Because that's where I'm sitting right now. At least, you know, if you activate Upstart, you know, it's usually just kind of to get like a little bit further into the deck and compress down a little bit. So this actually wasn't too bad. surprisingly. Two Desires. God, I hate this card, but I love it. I really wish that we had a better option right now, and that there just isn't one. Sucks. We play the one copy of Card Demise. If Card Demise was a 3, I could do a lot more with this deck. We've also got One Day of Peace. This card, I drew it once. And it let me play very, very ignorantly. Because, you're just like, oh, hey, you can go ahead and not worry about whatever your opponent's trying to do. And you're just like, oh, la-di-da-di-da. I can leave on an empty field until next turn. Or, I can play very passively. That's why I love this stupid card. We've also got one Terraforming. We all love how good Terraforming can be, getting you into your stuff. Trap cards. Hey, look. It's a skill drain. This card sucks right now against Blue Eyes, man. Two Tyrants Tirade. Man. You know what really sucked about this? So, one game, I drew this after I had the Hugin established. And had I been able to make, or to have the Sleipnir to load up and to do the value town, this card would have been nuts. But I had to go, I drew this off of my Fountain for 2. And I guess it's how the cookie crumbles. I did Tyrant's Tirade somebody else. And the result was pretty good. Playing There Can Only Be One. I don't think there's any explanation for this. This card's pretty good. Now, I am playing Organism in the main, or at least a single copy of it. I have a lot of Blue Eyes players in my local area, so this card against Blue Eyes is pretty good. Now, obviously, depending on how your locals changes, with the last card, we are playing the Soul Drain in here. So, basically, I chose the truthfully, on a more competitive scale, it should be 2 of these, 1 of these. I don't think anybody's going to argue that, because you should be citing this for Blue Eyes. But because I have, like I said, the more Blue Eyes environment, I wasn't sure on how many Malice players are going to be there. I just went with the 1-1 split. The other one is in the other copy, or in the side deck, but this card, very, very crucially important to the deck now. Because Malice just loves triggering all their stuff to bring back. We've got, hey look, triple copies of Hugin. This never changes. Please, don't ever try to change this. There's 2 copies of Frecky in here. It didn't really come up. I also had triple Moonin. This was interesting. Also had triple Gary. This never came up, but I suppose in a more drawed out world, that'd be relevant. We've also got the Sleipnir. His card was OP and overworked. I love my Old Town Horse. We do play the 1 copy of SP in here because we've all seen how good this can be. And then we have, this is my favorite part, boom, 2 copies of Typhone. We are at the point now that I'm just play it. Because you have so many grind games right now that, just make this stupid card. It's going to do you just fine. Side deck, yes, that is triple Lancia. Look, man, if Malice can't play, then I can play on my turn and control them. I like that, because that ensures, the border can at least stick, and then my opponent's going to go, well, no Malice effects for me, was the logic behind it. I also played triple Lava Golem. I sided it in. That's what I got for you. I played 2 Amano in the side. I don't know. This also didn't perform really well. I played 1 of each Bestial. This was okay. I don't really have much of an opinion on this. It did come up when I saw it. We also had triple Solemn Judgment. This was really good. You gotta be worried about Drill Beam. So, keeping the barrel off of the field's really good. And that's what I was talking about. Here's your 1-1 other lines of this. So, you can kind of bring them in. Now, from what I've learned here, obviously Drill Beam is a heck of a card, man. You have to deal with that in Blue Eyes. And to top things off, if you're playing against Malice, you got to make concessions for how much they're going to, span the field. It's basically like the old Flunderies matchup back in the day. You have to overcome a lot of the weakness that you're being thrown, but it's not unwinnable. That's the point I'm trying to make. You got to have a lot of things go your way. This stupid card, if this does its job, yeah, obviously they can make Lingaribo, yeah, sure. All right, that's fine. It gives them 1 monster effect, but that's all they're really getting. All right, as long as you can get this thing to stick around until your turn, you'll be wonderfully fine, or at least you'll make an attempt to be. Deck needs a lot of work, but I just wanted to post this to kind of give some people a little bit of an idea. I got bored of. I just didn't want to play Heraldic Rizal, honestly. Like, deck is fun, but like I needed a break. So next thing on my list is Regenesis people, but we'll get there. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.